Peace, family. Hello. I hope you all can see me. Hello. I see my picture's a little off here. Hello, family. Peace, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Saturday, November the 5th, 2022, and the time is 3:25 p.m. Hello. I'm so happy you're here. Good afternoon, everybody. I have some exciting news as always. I have some breaking news. You all know how I am. I love bringing something that everybody hasn't heard about yet. So check in, family. Hello, West Virginia. Greetings from the Midwest. I was born and raised in Cleveland, spent time in Portsmouth, Ohio, went to college in West Virginia, so I'm very familiar with the Midwest. Hello, everybody. Hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi from the UK. Hello, family from Missouri. Peace. Oh, I'm so excited that you're here today with me. I love you so much. Hello, my England family. Ooh, Melbourne, Florida. Yes. I am in a free state. I am in Florida. I love you all so much. We have Washington in the building. Hello, who is that? That is Rhonda Vision. Hi. Oh, California, where my brother lives. He is in the Bay Area, and I spent some time in California as well. Hello, South Carolina, Pennsylvania. Check in, family. I have some good news. I don't know if you all have heard about this, but family, let me go on Atlanta, Georgia. I have cousins there. I probably have people all over the country. Some good things have been going on, family, that I must tell you about. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all. Hello from Louisiana. Yes, I really think some revaluation news is here. So let's keep it going. I want you all to please speak to each other in the chat. Remember, you all are very respectful to help each other out because we are one soul family. We're all here to help raise the vibrations of the planet. So we're encouraging each other. But I wanted to bring you this news to, first of all, hi, South Africa. Please like the video, share the video. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't know why. We have great vibrations here, and we're a joyful group of people that are very positive, and we help one another. So subscribe to the channel and let everybody know what is going on over here on the Dr. Kia Pruitt channel. Before we get started, I want to say that you all know that Andy Scheckman is a good friend of mine. He will be here on Tuesday to give us a bi-weekly update of what's going on in the precious metals, what's going on in the whole market in terms of how we should prepare. So if you don't have your precious metals yet, contact Andy Scheckman by emailing him info@milesfranklin, MILESFRANKLIN.com, and ask him to send you a list of his prices and a list of his inventory. Let him know that Dr. Kia Pruitt sent you or referred you, and he will give you the best prices in the industry. Again, he'll be here on Tuesday, but I'm so excited. Should I just go ahead and talk now about what's in the news? I want to give you all a proper welcome. Hello from Wisconsin. Welcome, everybody. So, okay, somebody said, is it the new value, please? Okay, let me get on with the breaking news. First of all, I've been keeping my eyes on what's going on in the precious metals market because you all know that most of the exporting nations, if not all of them, have moved away from the United States dollar. So when you talk about the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa moving away from the USD, that's 40% of the global population. That's 3.2 billion people. So we're over 7 billion people. We're approaching 8 billion people in terms of the global population. So when the BRICS nations moved away from the IQD, a fiat-based currency backed by nothing, that's a big portion of the population moving away. After they left, the USD, Saudi Arabia left, okay, which is important because what made the United States dollar the world reserve currency was our agreement with Saudi Arabia that we will protect you, you give us the oil, and we will then make sure every nation that buys oil from you use the USD. So Saudi Arabia left the United States dollar, joined BRICS nations, that they became SAL BRICS. Then Iraq, Iran, Indonesia, Malaysia, who else? Egypt, Turkey, and all these nations left the United States dollar. And when that happened, my darlings, the BRICS nations or the BRICS union grew exponentially. So now you have all these nations saying, we're leaving the United States dollar. Now, I'm not worried about any executive order that Biden tries to create that says they're going to come up with a world reserve currency that, will mean that they're spying on us, blah, 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 because we know how to operate outside of their system. So when these countries left the USD, some people say we should be concerned because that meant that the United States dollar came flooding back into our country, which will cause inflation to go through the roof. But listen, we are encouraged because if every nation is moving towards the gold standard, then one can surmise that America will have to also move to the gold standard. So listen to what this article says. This is an article that made mainstream journalism or news outlets, okay? It said, breaking news, central banks bought a record number of 399 tons of gold that is worth the amount of $20 billion of gold in the third quarter alone of 2022. Breaking news. So this is exciting because what third quarter was like the summer, July, August, September, 399 tons of gold, which equates to $20 billion. Why are central banks buying up that much gold? And then the article goes on to say that a substantial amount of gold was bought by central banks that was not publicly reported. So some people think this is breaking news. I'm excited about that, but family, it had to happen, okay? Because consider that in April 2019, under my president, number 45, okay, under my president, all banks had to become Basel III compliant, which made gold a tier 1 asset. So why are they changing banking rules? Why is gold a tier 1 asset? Why does Project Sandman says that there is an agreement between all nations to return to the gold standard? Hi, New Zealand. Why does 14 states in America, why have they already legalized precious metals, silver and gold, to be used as money? So this is the breaking news that I wanted to bring to you all today, and also let you know that it looks like the price suppression on silver and gold has stopped, or is at least slowing down. Now, family, get into the precious metals industry as you can. Please, as much as you can, whatever you can afford, get you some gold and silver, because wholesalers, I reported this, wholesalers have said that their supply is decreasing, and some of them are having a difficult time finding precious metals to send to the dealers to sell to us. So when you see that the demand is so high, banks buying up, like I said, in the third quarter, last quarter alone, 399 tons, $20 billion of gold in the third quarter, and then a substantial amount that hasn't been publicly reported. When you have that happen, when you have Andy Schegman of Miles Franklin saying that a billionaire contacted him in July, which was also in the third quarter, and purchased $50 million worth of precious metals, when you see people who had paper, gold and silver that was trading on the COMEX demanding delivery of their gold and silver, you know that the supply is shooting through the roof. And this is why there is, we see higher premiums on the precious metals. So what is a premium price, Dr. Pruitt? A premium cost is the cost above the spot price. So the spot price of silver and gold is the market price. And then you have a premium that's put above the spot price or the market price. That is the cost of doing business with a company. And then if you have a collector's coin, then you have a numismatics cost that's above that cost. So you see premiums rising. All right, due to the high demand of gold, due to banks buying up gold, countries buying up gold, millionaires buying up gold, billionaires buying up gold, people trading their IRAs and rolling it over into a gold IRA. And you can contact Andy Scheckman. He will help you with that process. info@milesfranklin.com. People are rolling over their IRAs into gold because they see the devaluation of the United States dollar and they desire to be prepared. So when those dollars came flooding back in, that's one of the reasons why we saw inflation going through the roof. I mean, in addition to that, you saw all this money printing with quantitative easing during the global shutdown. And just with people leaving the USD, inflation just continues to go through the roof. So get into precious metals while you can. I don't know. Hi, thank you for Petri, Sweden. So I said that finally, I think the suppression of precious metals might be slowing down or coming to a halt, because what I noticed when I looked at the precious metals prices today was that gold has increased by $54.80. So it's now $1,693.70, which is an increase of what it had been over the last few weeks. And silver has even increased. Now silver is $21.18. Now, in the last few weeks, maybe even months, I noticed that silver was $18, $19 an ounce, $20 an ounce, but now it's finally back above $20 per ounce, which means, that the price suppressions may be coming to a halt. So silver has increased by 3.36% and gold has increased just a little bit over that. So what does that mean for us, family? That means that things look good, okay? That means that there may be some truth to this tweet that I saw. I don't know if you all saw this, but I saw a tweet by, I have to find a person for you, but it said the United States Treasury has asked banks to prepare for the announcement of a new gold-backed U.S. note. This would be in alignment with what I reported 11 days ago when Judge Anna Von Reitz had said that gold was put forward to pay off the United States debt and to pay off Australia's debt. She went further to say that we're moving to the gold standard and that gold has been brought forth to eliminate all the debt and to return us to a gold standard and to back the United States money. Now, I don't think it would necessarily back the USD. If there would be a new note printed that's called the United States note. There is some chatter that it could be called the United States Treasury note, because this new note will be created from the United States Treasury Department, and it must be backed by gold according to our republic. We also know that the Constitution for the United States, our republic, defines a dollar as a fixed weight in gold. In addition to that, we have Representative Alexander Mooney, who introduced bill number 9157 that defines the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. He did that in October. And family, I'm telling you, whenever they say we're introducing, my eyes are open. I'm wondering, did you already do it? When I see all these things lining up, I get excited. Okay. This is the same gentleman, Mooney, which is money with an extra O, that introduced House Resolution 5404 under number 45 in 2018 or 2019. So all of these things are lining up. Plus, we have that Project Sandman that said that all the countries behind the scenes agreed to to return to the gold standard. Everybody's like, come on now, let's just talk about the Iraqi dinar. Okay, I had to get that out to tell you that banks are buying up gold in record number. The wholesalers are saying that they're lacking supply. They will get the gold that they need to give to us, but you have to mine that gold. And I also wanted to let you know that the premiums are going up because of the high demand. But this is more breaking news. Oh my gosh. The Iraqi premier made an announcement that he will raise the Iraqi dinar value. That is a news article that I found, family. You can look it up. It says the Iraqi government, with the help of the Central Bank of Iraq, does its best to increase the price of Iraqi dinar against the United States dollar. Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, the new Iraqi prime minister, said on Tuesday in a press conference. Tuesday. So, will the dong be worth anything? Yes, the Vietnamese dong will also increase because it was a war-torn country. Due to the war, their currency's value was also decreased. Oh, I forgot to bring my phone up here. It's ringing. So please overlook that sound. I don't want to run over there. Y'all talk to each other. I'll turn it off. Somebody from Texas is calling me. It might be one of you. So, family, he said that, so the Vietnamese dong, yes, it will go up in value. So let's see what else this new prime minister said. He said the interests of the needy were not taken into consideration during the devaluation of the Iraqi dinar or the Iraqi currency. But we tend not to repeat those mistakes in this cabinet. That is what the new prime minister said, or the new premier said. He said that his priority in this cabinet was to tackle the endemic corruption of the Iraqi government. He said that under his administration, the government will work with other nearby countries to return Iraqi stolen money. He said that the central banks had decided before him to devalue the IQD because of the pandemic, as if they hadn't devalued it before. And he said that even the finance minister was in agreement with devaluing their currency before, and that he would not stand for it. He said that the central banks had decided to devalue the IQD because of a financial crisis due to the shutdown. He said, but I am seeking a remedy against that. Anytime I hear a government or a government official saying, I'm seeking a remedy against the devaluation of a fiat currency, the only remedy, lawful remedy against the devaluation of a currency that's backed by nothing is gold, is the return to real sound money, which is silver and gold. Thank you for the compliment. So, family, we're there. We're on the precipice of change. We're on the precipice of being liberated. We're on the precipice, on the cusp of seeing a new reality. So if you have Iraqi dinar, please know that this made mainstream. The Iraq premier seeks to raise the Iraqi dinar value. I want to thank Patrick Hawkins, my good friend from Cleveland, Ohio, the city in which I was born, for letting me know this. He sent me this article. So I delved into it. And yes, it is true. This is coming from the new premier family. So I love you too, family. Thank you for the love. We are in this together. And we're going to rise together. We were in the war together. We were in chains together, financial slavery together. But we are going to rise above that, okay? So that was the news I wanted to bring to you. If you have Iraqi dinar, hold on to it. Do not sell it. Hold on to your Iraqi dinar. Hold on to your Vietnamese dong. Hold on to your Zimbabwean zim. Because remember, Zimbabwe made an announcement that they are returning to the gold standard. They made that announcement that they were working with China in 2019 to mine the gold. They have a big contract with China to mine the gold in Zimbabwe. Okay. So we knew something was happening back then. But recently, 46 put a sanction or sanctions against Zimbabwe and said that we wouldn't trade with Zimbabwe. There were sanctions. Anybody that had any business with Zimbabwe, they would be sanctioned too. And so Zimbabwe just clapped back on that tail, on that behind, and said, we're moving to the gold standard. So if you have your Zim bond, family, do not sell it. Somebody, go pull out a Zim bond note right now. I wish I had one with me. Look at the top left-hand corner and tell me what it says. Tell me what it says. I can give you a summation. I don't have it in front of me. It said, this is a promise to pay the bearer upon demand. So that is a bond. It is on bonded government paper. You know how they say word is bond? It's a commitment. It's an agreement. It is a promise. It said, this is a promise to pay the bearer upon demand. So Zimbabwe made an announcement when 46 put sanctions upon them that we're returning to the gold standard. How you like that? How you like me now, as we used to say when I was growing up. So do not sell, family. Hi, Alabama. Hold on to your Zim. Hold on to your Indonesian rupiah, your Indian rupee, your Venezuelan bolivar, whatever you have, Malaysian currency, any of those war-torn countries that had a devaluation of their currency because of war, because of a global economic crisis, family, they will revalue. They will increase in value. And as I said before, if this seems incredible, consider that number 45 in his interview, a Fox interview. It's hot in here, and y'all. Plus, I'm having those flashes. Okay, I'm a woman of a certain age, so whew. And then when I get excited, it's even worse. So, yeah, somebody said yes, that the Bolivar is in the basket. So, in number 45's interview with Fox News, you can look this up on YouTube, about Soleimani. Towards the end of that interview, which it was a long interview, but toward the end, she asked him, what are you going to do about these countries that we have supported in the past? He said, oh, we're going to make them pay. As a matter of fact, we made South Korea pay us $500 million for supporting them and for taking care of them and protecting them. And as a matter of fact, he said, we've done so much for Iraq, they're going to have to pay us back. He said, we have built up railroads for Iraq that rival anything I've ever seen. I wish we had railroads like that in New York. So we're going to make them pay. We're going to make Iraq pay us for protecting them. We're going to make Iraq pay us for building up their railroads, number 45 said in his interview to the Fox journalist about Soleimani. And she said, you're going to make them pay? He said, as a matter of fact, we have billions of their dollars waiting right now in our accounts. We have billions of their money in our accounts right now. Family, if the Iraqi dinar was not going to revalue, why does the United States of America have billions of their dollars sitting in our accounts right now? That is because it will revalue. Dr. Pruitt, have we ever seen a revaluation in our time before? Because this seems a little out there. I have an answer for you. Google Kuwaiti dinar revalues in 1991. What happened was, and this has been happening for a long time, the United States of America corporation, not the country, not the benevolent country, not our republic, not the people who represent us, but the bloodline families who had taken over the country and turned into a corporation and registered as a nonprofit religious organization in Delaware, mind you, which, by the way, it's bankrupt. So they would go into countries and cause a war. They would fund both sides, and then they would decimate the economy, which would bring down or destroy the value of that country's currency. So what happened during the Kuwaiti War was they decimated the economy. They what's say David Schroeder. I don't know what he's saying. Oh, he said that it's about to hit the fan, but they decimated their economy, which destroyed Kuwaiti's currency. Now, military people who are high up, not just your everyday military men, unless they had connections with those who are high up, would buy the Kuwaiti dinar once the dinar had devalued during the war or right after the war, because Kuwait was a booming country. They even had some type of universal income where they paid all of their citizens because they were so rich in oil and so rich in resources. So their currency was like three or three and a half, three. I think it was like $3 above our currency, like 3 to 1, something like that. So they were doing very well before the war. But they went over there, they destroyed the economy, the currency went down. And so the military high up would buy the currency in that country. They bought up the currency while it was low, while it was devalued. And government agents like our presidents, our congressmen and congresswomen, they bought up the Kuwaiti dinar when it was devalued. Then the United States went in and built up the country after the war, which meant that now their currency was restored. So when the currency revalued because the country was restored, the economy was restored, those military people and presidents and people in power who had bought the Kuwaiti dinar after it had devalued, they went to the banks, exchanged it, and got a high return on their investments. So that is what they have been doing all this time, family. And we knew nothing about that. We didn't know that you would buy their currencies when it was low. And then when the United States of America would restore their country, you would go and get a good return on the investment by just going to the bank. But what happened is that this is the way those people became rich: congressmen, congresswomen, presidents, people high up in the military. And so what happened was, we didn't know this, so we stayed poor. And even people in those countries stayed poor because they didn't allow them to get the money when their own currencies, the country's currencies, revalued. That would not be allowed to happen anymore. So the creator and the beings that are here fighting on our behalf allow us, we the people, to know about this scheme so that we can get in on it, because it is the desire of the creator for us all to experience wealth and to experience abundance. So my plea to you, family, is to have a humanitarian heart. Let's be good stewards of the money. When this revalues and we get a return on our investment, let's be a good, wise person or watcher or like steward over this money and take care of our families, take care of the communities that have suffered the most, and go and help other countries even to clean the waters, to clean the air, to grow food. So this is what has happened. So in 1991, the Kuwaiti dinar revalued. Again, look up Kuwaiti dinar revalues in 1991, and those people became millionaires and multimillionaires. I happen to know a young man, a gentleman, whose brother was in the military, and his brother was high up. So his brother told him about this in the 1990s. Now, he told me, he said, Kia, I did become a millionaire because of this, but I lost hope while I was waiting, and I sold some of my dinars back. So once I sold some of my dinars back, that kind of made me, I had a setback, because I could have been a multimillionaire, but I give all praises to the creator that at least I was a millionaire when that revalued. So when it revalues, you will just be able to go to a bank, because the banks they're now having to comply with regulations to make them benevolent. So you have seen a lot of bank closures in the past, and you've seen a lot of arrests with people who were operating nefariously, like bank CEOs. They were part of that sealed indictment list because they were doing illegal things to us. But that will no longer be allowed, family. So I know it's a roller coaster of feelings. 1 minute we're excited, we're happy, but while you're waiting, sometimes you get discouraged. But again, the Iraqi premier made an announcement that he's raising the Iraqi dinar value. And he said under his administration, he is ending corruption. He said he's concerned about the poor people, or what he said, the interests of the needy were not taken into account during the devaluation of Iraqi currency, but we will not repeat that in this administration. So yes, there was a song by Bob Marley, to Africa to liberate Zimbabwe. Somebody says, I have Zim, and it does state a pay to pay the bearer upon demand. And this person says, thank you. You're welcome, Ken. It is always my good pleasure to bring you all good news to encourage your soul. Now, lastly, I want to say before I take questions, that a former Democrat, which was a state representative of Connecticut, just got charged for stealing $1.2 million of CB relief funds. So we will see, and we have seen, you just have to know where to look, representatives being arrested. Now, he actually pled guilty on Tuesday. This is interesting that he pled guilty on Tuesday, that the Iraqi premier made this announcement on Tuesday to raise the Iraqi dinar value, because Tuesdays are a day of those days are a day of war. Tuesday is a day of war. And as I've said before on my channel, Tuesday is the day when you see a lot of very important announcements being made in the news. And so on Tuesdays, I really look for things in depth that maybe other people aren't looking for. So he's a former representative. His name is Michael DeMassa. He offered a plea guilty on Tuesday for his conspiracy. He was charged with 3 counts of wire fraud, and conspiracy for reportedly appropriating funds from West Haven, Connecticut. Now, allegedly, his wife had offered to render services, and she was paid $148,000 for services that she never rendered. This former representative of Connecticut also got with a business partner by the name of John Bernardo. They formed an LLC, or a fraudulent business, in 2021, and they stole or appropriated the amounts of $638,783. That is more than $500,000. What's that? Yeah, 683, almost $1 million, but that was under his company, but he stole $1.3 million in CB relief funds. So they're being arrested, family. Congressmen and congresswomen, a lot of them will not serve. They will not serve us because they have done a lot of nefarious behavior. And as I said before, we respect people who have been to college and have gotten their degrees. We really do, and we honor them because it took a lot of hard work. A lot of them had to pay for it. However, some of the people that have Esquire behind their name didn't necessarily have our best interest at heart. So when you have a title of nobility, you're not supposed to make laws according to our republic. You're not supposed to serve we the people. So when you look it up, most of Congress, or a lot of congressmen and congresswomen, actually are lawyers, which means that they have ESQ behind their name, which means that they have passed the bar, or they've gone to school to become a lawyer or a judge. And when you pass the bar, that means you pass the British Accreditation Registry, which really means that you work for the British throne, that you work for the British crown, that you work for the Queen. So now we have a lot of benevolent people who are actually lawyers and judges, and I love them. I have them in my family. I have good friends who are. What I'm saying is the ones who are in Congress are not lawfully supposed to serve, because you may not have a title of nobility and create laws for we the people. Because when you serve or represent another entity like the crown, in essence, and you have a title of nobility, that means that you are above the commoners, that you do not support or take care of the commoners. I mean, I'm not saying, in terms of when you doing your everyday practice. I'm saying you're not allowed to have a title of nobility and serve in Congress. So a lot of those people have to go. They have to. And a lot of them also became representatives unlawfully due to what happens at the POLLS that was nefarious and unlawful. So, family, that's what I had to offer to you today. I just wanted to tell you about those three things: that banks are buying up gold in record numbers, that countries are repatriating their gold back to them, that countries are leaving the United States dollar, which was the world reserve currency, and going to gold, that there have been bills put forward again to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. And here's the thing: people have said, it might be a bill that was introduced. That don't mean it passed. But here's the thing: does it need to pass? I mean, because the Constitution already told you what gold and what the dollar is. It's a fixed weight in gold. Okay, that is the law. So we see those things happening, family. And I desire to report to you that the congressman, of course, they had to bring out that he was a Democrat, a former representative, I should say. But it's going to be Democrats and Republicans, because a lot of them have been nefarious. It doesn't matter which side you're on. A lot of them have participated in unlawful activities. So many of them will not be allowed to serve in our new reality. So that's what I have for you today, family. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Stay encouraged. Keep your vibrations high. Always remain prepared. Okay, that means you have food. That means you have water stored. That means you have a means to protect your family, because as these nefarious beings are continually being arrested behind the scenes, sometimes they get a little antsy and they stage false flag events, like Nancy Pelosi's husband getting bashed in the head with a hammer by a hemp worker who was wearing only underwear and he was a drug addict. Okay, like that just seemed a little out there. Some people said that might have been his companion on the side. And then some people say it was all script, that is all something that they made up, a false flag event to get people revved up, to cause a distraction, to get us to look over there while things are happening behind the scenes. So be proactive, be prepared, stay prepared, so that no matter what these people try to do to retaliate, since they are being arrested, you're okay. You're ready. You have your family. You have them together. Get them together if you can, because you don't know what's going to happen. You want to stay. Maybe I'm just a control freak. I believe in keeping my family close. I believe in sharing values and principles with them and sharing intel and information with them. No matter to me how old you get, I am the matriarch of this family, and God has made me a leader for a reason. So family, stay safe, stay encouraged, keep your vibrations high, stay ready, be prepared. And listen, as long as you have gold and silver, and as long as you know how to barter with your neighbors, as long as you know how to do things for yourself as a sovereign being, it does not matter what they do, what the government does, okay? It does not matter, because you have reign and control over your own life. Remember, sovereign means sov over, reign, control, reign over your own lives. So you can grow your food. You can be in control of your own food source, and or get in contact with farmers and other people who grow food. You can make your own clothes, and or get with people who make clothes. You can have someone to educate your children in the community, or you can do it for yourself. So family, stay encouraged. I brought this breaking news to you today to raise your vibrations and to inspire you and encourage you to go out and create the most amazing, magnificent reality that you so gloriously and so wonderfully desire and deserve. I love you, family. Mwah. Stay safe, be encouraged, And please remember, Andy Scheckman will be here on Tuesday to talk to us about what's going on in the gold market and in the world from his perspective. Stay encouraged, family. I will take care. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye. We're in. Oh, I see some questions. I was just about to go off, but I see somebody might have questions. Okay, no more questions. All right, family. If you have questions or comments, put them in the comments section. I'll get you those articles and I will put them in the description section. Peace, family.